Hello YouTubers. Today we're going to talk a little bit about my 2015 Honda Grom. You may notice it looks slightly different than a factory Grom. That's because I've made some what I consider tasteful modifications. And we're going to talk about how I got to where I got and what the results have been and the outrageous amount of money I've spent. So, first is first, when I got this thing, it had a massive mud guard and lights in the back, and it just looked ridiculously out of place. So when I first got the bike, that was one of the first things that I wanted to change. I didn't have big plans to make this thing a rocket ship or anything like that, just something to tool around on town. And I knew getting into this, it wasn't going to be a 100-mile-an-hour bike, but that's not what I wanted. You know, this is just for nostalgia's sake. I used to ride 50s back in the day, and I thought, hey, something that's similarly small to a 50, yet is street legal. So I picked this guy up. Now, back to the rear fender, mud guard, whatever you want to call it. The issue that I had was it was horrible. So I started searching online, and I came across this company called MNNTHBX. MNNTHBX sold me lots of things, but the first thing I ordered was this fender eliminator kit, and it's just awesome. I was not able to find another kit that fit as flush or as nice as this kit did. Shipping was good. They're right out of Tennessee. I'm in Ohio, so that was nice and close. He was nice and responsive over emails, etc. So, you know, I really like this kit. In fact, I think it makes the bike look absolutely awesome. You did have to get the LED taillights, which I really like. Let me turn those on. Nice standard taillight. See if we can get some brake lights in here. And turn signals. It's just a major improvement over what came on the bike stock. And of course, after I did that, I was like, wow, this thing looks good, but I'm wondering if I can pull a little bit more power out. If you look at these things, you'll see people, you know, doing 55 if they're lucky, downhill, etc., etc. Again, it's not meant to be the fastest bike on the planet. So after researching MNNTHBX some more, I started ordering parts. Lots of parts, actually. One of the main parts that I did was the MNNTHBX exhaust. Looks cool. Love the way it mounts. Absolutely love it. Was a little bit nervous about how close these pipes were to the tire, but everything fit up good. It was a super duper easy install. Real happy with that. While we're talking about that, go ahead and fire up the bike and you can see one of the problems with this pipe. I don't know if it's a problem, but I'll let it speak for itself here. It's fine. Neutral. Okay. Doesn't seem all that bad at idle, but once you get into it, it is obnoxious. I mean, it is so freaking loud. It's like a Harley. After about 10 miles of riding with it, my head, it seriously almost gave me headaches. And I wear a helmet too, and that just did not help. My solution to that problem are these guys. These earbuds have been awesome. They have a hole in them, so you still get to hear, you know, if someone's talking to you, you can hear them, but it cuts out all the high volume stuff. So those have been a lifesaver for this particular pipe. of course, you know, couldn't just do the pipe, had to keep going. So the next thing I did was the Chimera intake, which I don't know if we will be able to see or not, but you can see that K&N filter in there. Once again, getting rid of that airbox was huge on this thing. So it definitely opened up for some better breathing. And since I had done all that, and this is a fuel injected bike, the obvious next step was to get it chipped. So ironically, Man in the Box sold the Pizzazz, or what the hell is it called? The Pizzazz EFI fuel controller. So let me just tell you, I've been working on cars, bikes, all sorts of things most of my life, and it was a pain in the ass. A lot of the wiring colors in the manual didn't match what they were supposed to be. I don't know if it's because my bike was brand new, maybe they changed some things from 14 to 15, oh hell if I know. But it was a massive pain and took way longer than it should. However, I got that all installed and buttoned her all up. And so with the motor mods that I have done, we're talking, when I first rode, and I'm 5'11", just over 200 pounds, so I'm a big boy. This, you know, this bike, again, not meant to go fast, but especially not meant to go fast with a fat ass like me on it. So when I first got it, I was lucky to hit 50 miles an hour on a straight. Now, after all the work that I've done, I'm lucky to hit 60 miles an hour on a straight. So a 10 mile an hour improvement, I mean, that's a 20% power gain. Granted, I probably have $1,000, probably less, maybe 800 bucks in parts to get me there, but it did definitely get me there. In fact, probably gonna scrub the video right here and show you some overlays of me getting there. You know, for those of you that are thinking of getting into this, you know, it takes some time to get up to speed. It's by no means slow, but it's certainly by no means fast. And getting 260 is tough. My particular bike, you know, really, you know, full throttle, it likes 58. That's the other big thing about these bikes. Wind resistance is everything. It really, really is. I heard that before I bought it, and I was like, yeah, right. Yeah, trust me, it is. If I put my body straight up, my helmet up, looking down the road, riding in a normal, comfortable position, then I'm doing more like 55 all out. If I tuck completely and try and get that wind resistance down to nada, or as little as possible, then I can hit that 60 mile an hour margin. So you have to imagine, if you want to do 60, you know, you're going to be tucked the whole time. Plus, you don't want this motor running full tilt all the time. So I would say, after all the mods, a comfortable top speed is 55 miles an hour. Again, you know, your mileage may vary. If you're a lighter person than me, you'll probably see better than that, and you'll probably get there quicker. Let's talk about some other mods here I have on my list, just so you can see what I did. The original seat came with this strap back here that I never understood those. I hate the damn thing. That was an easy fix. Take the seat off. 2 bolts, one on each side underneath the seat. Once those bolts are off, the strap comes off. Everything's good to go. So that just aesthetically looks better. I have had a passenger on there, and it wasn't fun, but it was doable, so I guess that kind of is what it is. Another thing I did is I got rid of the side mirrors and added one of the driven, what the hell is it called? Driven D-axis bar end mirror. This thing looks sweet, and you see a lot of reviews about how great the quality is, this, that, and the other. But honestly, it is so overpriced, it's not even funny. I think I paid like 110, 120 bucks for the mirror. Then you have to get this new bar end insert, which is another 20 bucks. So I mean, I'm 140 bucks in, and this thing sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck, but it's really not good. At first I had it mounted high, and I thought, you know, that would be the best way, and I couldn't get it visible at my height at a place I liked it when it was mounted vertical up. So that's when I went down, and I was actually able to get a better sight picture with it mounted down. However, you have to look down to see your sight picture. You're really taking your eyes off the road. And the mirror itself, just, it is dinky. That shape may look cool, but it really actually sucks. I mean, your field of view behind you is not great. That was an expensive mod, and I see a lot of people raving about it, but honestly, not too happy with it. If it would have been a $50 mod, all right, I'd be on board and I'd be happy with my purchase. But for what I paid, yeah, not so much. Next, another super expensive mod are these Rizoma, however you want to say it, turn signals. Went LED in the front too. Had to get an LED relay to run the front and rear LEDs together. I think I actually have these on backwards, but I like the way they look better this way and they still illuminate. Yeah, I mean, they're just a great looking piece. The stock pieces stuck out far. They were huge. Just did not like them. Really like the looks of these guys. Also had to get, in order to do this, I had to get this mounting piece, which I think I also got from MNNTHBX. So that was like another 20, 30 bucks. Again, these lights, I want to say they cost me a couple $100. I don't recall exactly, but I know they're meant for more like crotch rockets and things like that, but they look good on the bike, so I'm happy with that. And I believe my last mod for you guys, at least to where I'm at right now, would be the Michelin Power Pure SC tire set. The tires that came on it, the V's, actually I think I still have these sitting over here. Yeah, these are the stockers. And the stockers are bone hard. For a bike this little and having that little surface area, it was kind of scary. I mean, not bad, but you know, I was afraid to really get into some turns. And again, you're not going to get into turns like you would on a crotch rocket, whatever. But these things, they ride better, they handle better. They were an excellent, excellent investment. Very much like these. The other thing is if you're going to change tires on the Grom, the going rate seems to be $60 a tire if you take it to a dealer and have them do it. It's half that if you just take the wheels. It took me about an hour to take the wheels off and take them in myself to get the tires changed. The biggest problem was getting the bike off the ground and keeping it off the ground. So basically I made a glorified hoist in my garage and lifted it up, put it on a ratchet, got it off the ground. Like I said, it took about an hour. It was not complicated at all. If you've ever done it before, it's really not that complicated. It's very easy on this bike in comparison to some others. And this is where I stopped. You know, I looked at big bore kits, I looked at turbo kits. You know, I would like to have some more power with it, but I just kind of sat back and said, you know, how much power do I want for this little thing? You know, I can stand it up, but not like on a crotch rocket when I can stand it up with just power. On this thing, you got to work at it. You got to lift the front end. It's okay. Not that I do a lot of that stuff, so I don't really care. I would love the power, but never going to be on a highway where I need it. and in the lower gears, you know, 35-mile-an-hour streets, you know, it's got plenty of power to get around and get out of people's way, or in people's way, whatever you want to do there. So, in conclusion, I've definitely had a lot of fun with this thing. Reliving some memories as a kid, actually being able to go out on the road without, you know, having to worry about getting pulled over. That's really cool. But I think I'm going to stop here. I really do. I don't think I need to do anything else. Short of I may wrap it. I own a printing company, so I may throw a wrap on there. I really wanted the white, but they're impossible to find. So, hope this helps some of you guys who just bought a Grom and are looking for mods to do. This is the approach I took. This is how I got where I got. And that's all, folks. Thanks for watching.